Adam chopped wood, dragged trees. Lots of work to do before winter. Much to do, and everyone was busy. Sweat rolled down his body. Yet amongst his work, he was being watched. Our creature stood hidden behind the trees, while it rubbed its horns against the bark. It munched on the leaves of a bush and thought about the boy. It took a step and snapped a twig. The sound caused Adam to turn and search for the source, only stopping when he saw the creature in the woods. Neither moved, just waited for the other. Welcome to Mythical Phylogeny Adventures. Today we meet a mysterious creature known as the Abada. Let's see what we can make of this mythical horse. The Abada is a mythical creature coming from the Congo. It's said to be about the size of a donkey, but some sources say that it has a sturdier body. Its tail is like that of a boar. Now I need to apologize for the clickbait title. You see, the Abada isn't technically a unicorn. Unicorns only have one horn, but the Abada has two curved and crooked horns. So technically, it is a type of bicorn, but the horn locations aren't consistent. Sometimes on the side of its head, and others in the middle. But like its European cousin, it also has magic. It can cure diseases and poison with its horns. There is a debate whether it just requires the touch of the horns, or if it needs to be made into a powder for medicine. The first, I personally prefer. When a person is lost, it has been known to come and find them to lead them to safety. This is a creature known for protecting and aiding those in need. It will sometimes be called Aras or Nelikama in some regions. A little short on information, but interesting nonetheless. So what is this creature? Between its appearance and behavior, we can guess that it is related to the unicorn. Now, it isn't as well known, but there is a bicorn with two horns, and it isn't as nice as a unicorn. It goes about and murders good men. So behavior-wise, the Abada is nothing like a bicorn. But now we have enough mythical creatures to create a new branch of the equine family of animals. Getting the first horn to grow would be the hard part. Thus, the unicorn would be the first branch, with subsequent ones emerging after. From there would come the two horn variants, like the bicorn and Abada. Yet we can add another branch, the Indrix, that I covered a while ago. That would branch off afterwards. Now, both the Indrix and Abada have stories about having a more sturdy build. So, I think something like this would be the most accurate. Now, how does its healing powers work? Curing poison and disease. It does this through its horns. Well, for the most part, poison and diseases are foreign material to the body. From there, we have two options that I can see. One, where it absorbs the poison. If not, it will need to be cleansed, where it will cease to exist. Ah, the complexity of figuring out healing magic. As for the horns, a horn is simply modified hair. Something that would be a real easy change. But there are infections which can grow protrusions found in many species of animals that could be an explanation for the sightings. Such as when I spoke about the jackalope and Wolpertinger. There are a few theories regarding the true nature of Abada. Some say that it is an antelope, yet others claim it looks more like a rhino. The smaller size working against that. So an antelope being an option, but the donkey size is telling. Donkeys are genetically more similar to zebra than horses. That could also explain the boar-like tail. Donkeys don't have tails of long hair like horses, but instead a short cord of flesh. But this brings up an issue. Unicorns are seen as horse-like, so are they in fact more related to donkeys than horses? Or have the horned equine evolved in horses and then again in donkeys? This is interesting. Now, European unicorns are mentioned seeking purity and innocence, but that doesn't exactly match up here. The Abada seems to seek out those that are in need. Nothing I found says that it only helps those of noble natures. It is said to aid those in need and lost. How? Can it sense distress in others? Is this how it also finds those who are poisoned? This could indicate either psychic potential or divine guidance. Overall, this is a fairly simple creature. No extra limbs or peculiar behaviors. Just a pair of horns and some healing powers. There are not many reasons to seek a fight with Abada. How would you do so though? Well, it doesn't have a great deal of ways to attack. This is generally a horse or donkey-like creature. That means kicking, limited biting, and in this case, stabbing. The kicking can hurt. Hooves are hard and can be used as clubs. You'll want protection. Plate would take the impact the best. As for gambeson and chainmail, they will fare about the same. They won't offer too much cushioning from the blow. All of them will work, but the horns are an issue. It will need to charge at you to have a real effect. With enough momentum, the horns could get through chainmail and maybe the gambeson, but that will require speed. A shield wouldn't hurt. Your arm might feel the impact, but that is better than your chest. Of course, it could try swinging its head about. It is large and will easily knock you down. First thing, we need to stop its movements. If it can't run and gain speed, it loses much of its power. If you know a spell to create stone pillars around it, you can prevent it from getting up to speed. Another option is removing traction. Slick mud or ice could achieve this. Or if you could create entangling brambles on the ground. Here is where you get to use some clever crowd control tricks. As for weapons, this creature hasn't shown any impressive defensive abilities to speak of. You want a weapon that you are quick with. Due to its speed, a longer weapon like a spear may be best. If not, a bow and arrow are going to be perfect. If it runs, things will get more difficult. Needless to say, the horses can outrun humans with ease. Best here to have a mount to carry you forward, or have a party, which you always should have. Magically, all schools of magic seem impactful and effective except one. Anything based around poison or disease will be useless in this battle. There is a chance it could resist wholly in nature-based magic as well. Abada is an odd foe. It doesn't have much offensive power, nor is it very combative. It lacks great defenses. Overall, this thing's greatest asset in a fight is to flee, and why I'm going with a 2 or 10 for difficulty. Now, there is one reason that I can see to slay Abada, and it isn't the meat or hide. While yes, you could use those to great benefit, but its horns are more important, and the main reason anyone would ever go after it. The horns can cure disease and poisons. For adventurers, those are constant threats, but to a healer, particularly an alchemist, it would be invaluable to them. But that would most likely kill it, and then it limits its use. Sadly, there is some disconnect on whether or not the Abada's horn can work on its own. If you can tame the Abada, and have it treat your wounded and sick consistently, you could end plagues quickly, assuming that there isn't a limit to how many it can aid. But there is more. As a steed or guide, it will guide you when lost or in dangerous situations. Just imagine it as a mount, riding across poisoned land safely, while many others perish. On this front, this is an incredible creature. Seeking a lost party member, it can find them. Think about facing the Chimera or Basilisk with its deadly breath attacks. With this beast by your side, it is much easier to handle. There is also a chance that its poison nullifying power opens up other options. It can cleanse the poison and make such food safe to eat, say the flesh of the Chimera, poisonous plants. That will let you feed your village much more easily. These are only a few of the ways you could use such a creature. Honestly, I would not slay this creature, unless you are absolutely desperate due to poison or disease. This thing is much more valuable alive than dead. Adam looked at the creature. It pawed the ground. Its hoof exposed a root. Adam recognized it as poisonous, one that destroyed the other plants in time. The beast paid no mind as it chomped down on the root. Regardless of its behavior, Adam took a step back. This creature he didn't recognize. That meant to be cautious as he strolled away. Deeper in the woods, Adam's father exchanged looks with the Abada. He patted his old friend's side. Had to be sure that his son was alright after that. It neighed and then sprinted off into the forest. Abada is an odd creature. Not powerful or that bizarre in appearance. Still, it is an incredible ability which has an impact when working with it. Thank you for watching, adventurers. Please return next time for the little people of Native American mythology. Until then, I'll see you on the roads.